Okay, this company, they contacted me. It's Saker, and this is a mini chainsaw. And at first I really didn't reply. I thought, well, it'd be nice to have, but I don't know. I would, they would like you to do a video on it, and I thought, I don't know what I'd do a video on it about, so I just kind of didn't do anything. And then I decided, oh, there is something I was wanting to make, and that would come in real handy. In fact, I was going to go out and try to do it without this, and this will make it much easier. So I've unboxed it, and I got a battery charger, some oil, and I'm sure that's to put on the blades. And then that tool probably just has something to do with that. And then there's a little mini Phillips screwdriver, which I don't know. I'll have to read the directions. Actually, my husband will probably know. But I'm going to charge this up because I want to do my project. I've driven out over here where they took a house. Whoa, I'm still rolling. Better put my brake on. Anyways, they took a house and pulled out of here, and they had to cut the tree down. Or, yeah, they cut it down to get, it was a modular home out. So I'm going to get some limbs off this tree. And I'm going to use a product that I unboxed for the first time to cut me some limbs, because I need some for a Christmas project. But I'm going to oil it first. I don't know how much oil to put on it, but I know I have to oil the chain before I start. So I'm going to try to do this all one-handed. May not be safe. Oh, believe me, I'll drop that thing. Hang on, I got to get the lid off. Okay, I got the lid off. I don't know how much to put on it, but I'm going to oil it. Not a lot, I don't think. Okay, I'm going to put the lid back on and go to the tree and cut me some limbs. This may not be safe one-handed. I think I'll start with a small one first. Hang on. Okay. Oh, that was easy. Been easier though if I could use two hands. Those are going to be neat. I need a little bit bigger one. I need to take up, cut off, and use. That's pretty big. Let's see. Right there. Oh, I love this little thing. That's cool. Okay, I'm going to use this one. Cutting right through there. Now I'm going to take that up and make me some little disc. Use these for disc. I could use a little bit thicker one. I'm going to throw that over by the mule. Okay, let's see. I need a thicker one. Oh, I got a lot of limbs I can come get and use. I've got some ideas. I like this little thing. It's cool. Okay. Well, that one's pretty thick, but I could cut it off right here. I think that's a little too big. Maybe right in there. Went right through it. I like it. Not bad for one-handed. That's a pretty nifty little tool. I'm going to enjoy that this next summer. when I really have yard work to do. Okay, set that there. Load these up and put them in my husband. I thought he was home, but when I come out to do this, he was gone. Okay, what else did I need? That one would be one-handed. I don't want to do that one-handed. Well, let me see. If I put my foot up here. It's not. Let me try it. Okay, I push the safety button first. No, can't do it one-handed. And I really don't want to do it. I need two hands to do that. Because I don't want to be not safe. Okay. Well, that's a little one. Man, I could come out here, if I had two hands, I could have all kinds of sticks. So, but for today, I got what I need. It's called a Saker mini chainsaw with a 20-volt battery. I think it took about an hour and a half the first time I charged it to charge it. And it's been setting because I didn't get to it. Okay, I got what I need. So, back to my project. Okay, I took my little limb to my miter saw and I made me some little thin slices. And now I'm going to take this spindle out because I have bunches of spindles. I need to start using them and making stuff with them. And I'm going to make me the size I need. So I'm going to go out to the garage and do that right fast. Alright, I ran out to the garage and I cut those down. That was one spindle I cut down in those sizes. We'll see what I use. Now, I'm going to get me out some material. Whoa, I just scooped that. And I have two patterns here that I made. Trees, two different sizes. Let's see if I can get this. Two different sizes, so I'm going to cut that out of some muslin. And I'll bet you can see where I'm going with this. I just laid my pattern down. I doubled my fabric, laid my pattern down, traced it with the pencil, and now I've pinned it. And I'm going to cut it out with scissors. And then I'm going to do the smaller tree the same way. Alright, I went to the machine and I done these here on the machine. Just sewed on the outside like that. That one's stuffed. This one I was just getting ready to stuff, but I was going to show you I pulled the edges like that to kind of fray them all the way around. Now I'm going to stuff this one just like I did this one. And I think on this one I'm going to use this dowel rod. And I don't think I'm going to paint it. But I don't know yet. Because here's one. This is one that I done. It was some scraps sitting there, and one looked like a tree, so I took another piece of scrap and just cut it out, and I've stuffed it, and I put a little tea-dyed cheesecloth and some pip berries, and I got in my little bin here, and I had this little bow already made up with the wooden balls on the end of it. And this is a dowel rod that I painted white, so I'm contemplating whether to do that one that way. I don't know. And I just hot glued, and this one, by the way, is just hot glued. I didn't even sew it. I did that like I did my gingerbread man. I didn't even sew it. So you can do it either way. You can sew them or you can hot glue them. And I was sitting here, so I just went ahead and made up some more different ones. This one's probably this. No, this is the smallest one I have. This is the next smallest. And then I done these two up. So I'm going to probably just hot glue all of these like I did this one. And then figure out if what I'm going to paint and what I'm going to do. But, what else? Yeah, this one. I don't know. I don't know if it'd look better painted and distressed. I might do that. But I kind of like the brown with that, but I don't know if the brown looks good with the tree stump. Well, I'm going to keep working on them. And there's really nothing to really show other than you decorate them once you get them stuffed and glue. You just run your hot glue like on both sides of it. Kind of let it cool just a little bit. Pinch it together. Make sure it's straight. Make sure it's up in there far enough that it's going to stand up good. And you glue it and pinch it right there. And you can either, if you're going to be tossing it around or maybe selling it, you'd want to put the E6000 or maybe a screw or like your brad nailer through here. But if you're just setting them up for your own use, you know they're not going to get tossed around, to be careful. You can just do it like that. So I'm going to continue on. I'm going to be stuffing. Oh, I had this out because when I grabbed this to see what I had in there, I thought I was going to use this tree stump, just a piece of tree that I had cut off. It's been in here for a while. I was using these for my pumpkin stems. So I was going to put that in there, and then I forgot and ended up painting that one. But I think that would be cute with a limb off of a tree. But you don't have to have dowel rods. You can find anything that looks decent to stick up in there, and you can use it. So I'm going to continue on, and I'll show you what I come up with when I'm finished. Well, I have them all stuffed now and ready to go. Some of them I put on the spindles. I painted the spindles. And then some of them I didn't paint the spindles. And then on this one, it was small and my spindles were just a little too big. So I did use a limb off of a tree that I had saved back for pumpkin stems. So I put that on there. And now I'm going to go around my room and see what I can find, pull out some things and start decorating them. Here they are finished. They're all on a wood round. I painted some of them and some I left natural. And then this one here, I just used a stem off of a tree that I had. And on this one, for the top, instead of putting one of the stars on, I had some little tiny doilies that I used. And I tore up some muslin and some kind of crocheted lace and some twine and material. There it is. This one I left on with a natural stand. Used some pip berries also. Twine, and there's a metal rusty star, primitive. And the back one, there's what I have on it. And I left it on a natural stand. And then here's this one with some twine and some material, some pip berries. And there's the one that's striped on a natural stand. I left it, I didn't paint it. And I added some little bells on that one. And then the last small white one, I painted and distressed the spindle. I keep saying stands or spindles. Has some little rusty bells, pip berries, some tea-dyed cheesecloth, and some twine. All right, now on to my next project. Okay, this project I actually started last Christmas. It was towards the end, and I had all the wood pieces cut out, and I never finished it, and I thought I would do it for Christmas in July, and I never got it done, so I'm going to have it ready for Christmas this year. It's already cut. I didn't have to mess with the wood, other than I'm going to have to sand them just a little bit. But other than that, my wood's already cut out, and I used 2x4s and 2x2s for the tea here, and I'll show you. I wrote all the sizes down to the blocks in case somebody wants to make it, and if you want to do it the way I'm doing it, you can, or you can make the blocks any size that you want to do. But here's what I used. On the 2x4s, I used 4.5 inches for the CIS, and on the HSM, I used a 6.5 inch, and for the R and the A, I used a 6 inch. And then on the 2x2s for the T, I made it 3.5 inches long. I made 2 of those and one 10.5 inches tall. So that's the sizes that I used. Now, I have already went to my Silhouette Studio software, and I done up my lettering in here, but this would be so easy if you had stencils, or you could freehand it, or, you know, print the sizes you want out on copy paper and use carbon paper to print them, you know, to trace them on. Whatever you want to do. This is an easy project. So I'm going to get started, and I'm going to paint my blocks. And I believe I'm going to stain the... I went ahead and stained with the Waverly antiquing wax all of my blocks and stuff, and I did it on the bottom. You can see that I put what each one was so I wouldn't get confused. I've cut out my letters, and I have those ready to go on. So I think what I'm going to do is just take my Waverly plaster and just do the fronts and let that dry, and then do my stenciling. So I have my paint ready, and I'm going to start painting just the front of them. I've given all of the blocks, the 2x4s, 2 coats of the Waverly plaster, and I'm letting them dry, and I have my letters ready, and as soon as they dry, I'll stencil them on. I think I'm going to use just black. I don't really want this one in color, like red or something like that. So I'm going to wait for those to dry, and I'll probably just sand the front of them just a little bit, just to get the rough texture off from them. And I'll put the letters on them and use my makeup sponge and some black paint and finish them up. Now I have them all ready to stencil, so I'm going to get my black paint out, my sponge, and start stenciling them. Here it is finished. This was a simple project. It's just your 2x4s and your 2x2s. I stained all my 2x4s, and then I put a coat of white paint on them. I didn't try to cover it totally on the edges and stuff. made my stencil, put it up on, and I think it's really cute. I love that cross in there in Christmas. So I hope you liked this video, and as usual, until the next one, we'll see you later.